Hello, wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Luna, and welcome to Luna's bookshelf. Earlier today, I made my little fall TBR because at the moment it's very cloudy outside, so it's giving quite fall vibes. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a little fall TBR. We're nearing the fall time. I mean, a lot of people are already in the fall vibe, so I was like, you know what? Me too. I mean, not exactly, but I'm still loving the summer and etc. But I work at the clothing store and there's this new collections with a lot of fall clothes, and I was like, oh, this could be fun sweater. This could be fun to wear in the fall time. So yeah. But what we're going to do today is, or what I'm going to do today is, I'm going to show you all the books I want to read in the fall. There are quite a lot on here, but I don't care. I'm an ambitious person. That's good. You never know how much I will be able to read. So yeah, I would say let's get started. So I got a couple of books on my physical TBR, but I also got some books that aren't released yet or just on I'm going to definitely be reading on my e-reader because I'm not going to buy those books. So yeah, we're going to start with the physical books I have. So the first book I want to read in the fall is Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. So I have also this book put on my 25 books I want in 2025, so I think that will be perfect. This book is not necessarily like set in the fall time, but I don't know. I haven't gotten to it in like the summertime now, and you know what? I'm kind of feeling it at the moment because I want to branch out a little bit in the genres. So yeah. So this is a YA literary fiction, I think. I think it's classified as that. I don't know if it's YA actually, but I think it is definitely like more literary fiction. So this is a story of Sam and Sadie. It's not a romance, but it's about love. When Sam catches sight of Sadie at a crowded train station one winter morning, he's captivated back to the brief time they spent playing together as children. The unique spark is instantly reignited. What comes next is a story of friendship and rivalry, fame and creativity, betrayal and tragedy, perfect worlds and imperfect ones, and ultimately our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, and I'm very intrigued by this synopsis as well. I do am scared because it's not the genre I read a lot, so yeah. But we're going to see, and hopefully I will be able to take this off my lists for 25 books I want to read in 2025. The next book is a book that I've had on my TBR for, I mean, it's not that I have it a long time already, but I put it on TBRs for quite a lot of times already. And I hope this time is finally the time I will be reading this book. And that is Love Is True by Lisa Jewell. So this is a thriller book, and the thing I know about this, because I did start reading it, but I didn't get really far, and I got to page 17 and then I stopped. But I bought this after I read Listen for the Lie by Amy Tantera, because this also has this podcast vibes. So there are two, it's about two women and they are birthday twins, and they meet, and one of them is a podcaster, and Josie persuades her to feature on a new series, and she tells Alex on the cusp of great changes in her life. Alex agrees to do a trial interview with Josie. Josie's past appears to be strange and complicated, but although Alex, I don't know how it's pronounced, but finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep digging and to keep recording. It soon becomes apparent that Josie has been hiding some very dark secrets, and before Alex knows it, Josie has inveigled her way into Alex's life and into her home, which is when Alex realizes that she and her family are more dangerous than she ever thought possible. I mean, I want to read more thriller books, especially like in the fall time. I think this is a perfect time to read thriller books, etc. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I hopefully will be able to finally read this book in the fall time. For our next book is a book I did start reading, and I got, going to take a look, I got quite far in. I got to page 122, but I stopped reading this book because I started reading it in the summertime, and I just didn't feel like the vibes were hitting because it's absolutely not the summertime vibes. And that is If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. So this is a book that was pretty popular a while ago. Is this dark academia vibes, and the dark academia vibes, it doesn't speak to you as summer vibes either, does it? So yeah, but I did really like it because I was getting into it. I was really invested and interested in the story. But I was like, no, you know what? I think I'm going to put it aside and continue it if it's more of file vibe. I did start this a while ago. I started, I think, in 2022, so it's been a long time in the summer. So we'll probably have to reread all of this. But I think this has to be a book that I think will be highly rated. So yeah, it is like a Shakespearean vibes, I heard people say. So I will read the back. Oliver Marks has just served 10 years for a murder he may or may not have committed. On the day of his release, he is greeted by a detective who put him in prison. Detective Colburn is retiring, and he wants to know what really happened a decade before. As a young actor at an elite conservatory, Oliver noticed that his talented classmates seemed to play the same characters on stage and off: villain, hero, temptress. Though he was always supporting a supporting role, but when the teachers change the casting, a good naturally rivalry turns ugly, and he plays spill dangerously over into real life. When tragedy strikes, one of the seven friends is found dead. The rest face their greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police and themselves that they are blameless. So I mean, it sounds so good, and what I've read so far, it also is really good. The writing is very interesting and so good, but I was like, not as a time, and I think the fall time is a perfect vibes for this book. So yeah, I'm really excited to start this. So yeah, I mean, it's also a pretty cool cover. I mean, the dead bird is not really cute, but I mean, if you can, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it has this, and I think it looks so cool. So yeah, really excited to finally be able to read this. For the next book, this is a book I've also put on my TBR, I think, for the springtime, but I didn't get to it. And I was like, you know what? Fall time is the vibe because this is kind of a genre. The next two books are in that genre. It's more of a genre I would like to read in the fall time. I've read some books in the genre already, but it's more kind of a fall winter type of book genre. And I think you know where I'm getting, and that's a fantasy book. And I really want to read the second book in the Powerless trilogy, and that is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. So I read Powerless and Powerful by her, and then you have Reckless is a second book. There's also already a third book, and I think there's another novella coming out soon. But I want to wait with buying that because it's only out in hardcover, and I, as you can see, have the paperback, and I don't want to mix two editions. So yeah, but I want to read this. I am very scared to start this because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this. A lot of people thought it was more like a filler book, and yeah, I just hope it gets me interested and intrigued all the same to start the next book. So yeah, but this is like, as I said, the second book in the Powerless trilogy. So on Powerless, you follow Peyton and Kai. Yeah, it's like an enemies to lovers kind of vibe. So yeah, it is also dual PV. I am excited to restart because I really did enjoy Powerless when I read it last year in the summer. So yeah, I also read the book for a video, so go watch it if you haven't read that. So yeah, but yeah, definitely ready and excited to read Reckless. The next book is a very thick book. And I am very excited to read this though, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of intimidating in a bit. And it is The Ashes and the Starkest King by Greta Brabant. So this is a second book in the Nightborn duet. So this is like, I don't know how the world is built because you have it's like the Crimes of Nixia, but you have also like duets. So you have this book, and there was one book in between. I also read that, and then you have other duets, I think, but I don't know really what the vibe is. But I really did like The Serpents and the Wings of the Night pie in the same. That was the first book. It has this vampires angst, and I just really enjoyed reading that book. It's also very fast paced in my opinion. So I'm very excited to see what will happen in this book and how they are going to continue it. So yeah, so this is a continuation of a series, so I don't want to spoil a lot, but it follows, what was her name? I don't know, Aria. Yeah, and the thing, what I remember is, so there is this competition going on, and she is like the daughter, but she's not really his daughter, of the vampire king, and she's going to participate in this competition, and she has to make some alliances. So she forms an alliance with this guy, and he is a vampire, but yeah, she is not a vampire, so it's quite complicated, but very excited to read this. And then the next book is a book I picked up very randomly this summer. I bought it at this very beautiful bookstore in Portugal, in Porto. And there weren't a lot of books that spoke to me, but this book did. I was really intrigued, and I've never read a book by this author before, but yeah, and it gives also very foul vibes. And that is Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. So you may know her from the Atlas Six. I have never read that book either, but that's fine. So yeah, when I read the synopsis, I was really intrigued on the story and the characters and everything. So yeah, it's also very cool because there are some cool, like, I'm going to try and show you these images in the book. That's so cool. So yeah, what this book is about, I will read the synopsis from the back. Where there's a will, there's a war. Theo Brand, brilliant CEO of Renfram Magitech, is dead. And the father of modern technology, he leaves an incredible legacy. But which of his three telepathically and electronically gifted children could inherit the Renfar throne? Meredith, head of her own profitable company, has recently cured mental illnesses. If only her journalist ex-boyfriend wasn't set on exposing her for what she really is, a total fraud. Arthur, second youngest congressman ever, wants to do everything, except his wife might be leaving him and he's losing his re-election campaign. Heading Werfen could relaunch his sinking ship. Elliot was a world-famous ballerina until a life-altering injury. Gaining the company might finally validate her words. On the pipeline of gifted kid to clinically depressed adult, nobody wins. Yet, as they gather to read Taylor's final words, which one will come on the top? So there are like three children, and we're going to find out who will inherit all of this. So yeah, very excited. I think there's going to be a lot of twists and turns and mysteries going to be revolved. So yeah, I'm very excited. It is quite a thick book, but I am very excited to read it. It has this like sort kind of chapters. Oh, and here you have this like card of each of the characters. So you have Meredith, Arthur, and Enid. Very, very cool. So we start at Monday before. Yeah, very excited to read this. I think this is going to be a perfect book for like the fall time. The next book is a book I must say I'm very excited about to read because it's actually a reread, and that is Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. So this is a paranormal romance, and I read it last year at the same time, I think, and I enjoyed this book so much. I really loved it, and I want to reread it because in October the next book in this like universe is coming out. It's called Maid, and that's also on my TBR for the fall, obviously. But I really want to reread Bride first and then go straight into Maid. So yeah, it is about vampires, about werewolves. It is a very much of a slow burn. I really ate this book up. It's so fun. So if you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading it during the fall because it's so fun. And I'm also very excited to read Made by her. So yeah, highly recommend. Now we're going into the books I don't have physically or hasn't come out yet, or I'm just going to read on my e-reader. So the first book I just said is Made by Ellie Hazelwood. That is a continuation of the series of like this world. And also, I don't really know much about it, but I'm just very excited about it. The next book I want to read is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This is her newest release. I think it got released in beginning of August or early or in July. I'm not sure anymore, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I heard a lot of great things about this book. I think this is an adult mystery book, but I'm not sure. But I have heard a lot of good things about this book, so I'm very excited to start reading it. It is the first book I will be reading from Holly Jackson because I've never read a book by her, but I think I will like it. I mean, a lot of people I follow and are friends with really enjoy her books, so I'm quite optimistic that I'm going to like it as well. Yeah, so this is her first adult novel, so very, very cool because her other books were all young adult books. So, a twisty thriller about a young woman trying to solve her own murder. In 7 days, Jet Mason will be dead. Jet is a daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Woodstock, Vermont. 27-year-old, she's still waiting for her life to begin. I'll do it later, she always says. She has time. Until Halloween night, when Jet is finally attacked by an unseen intruder. She suffers a catastrophic head injury. The doctor is certain that within a week, the injury will trigger a deadly aneurysm. Jet has never thought of herself as having enemies, but now she looks at everyone in a new light. Her family, her former best friend turned sister-in-law, her ex-boyfriend. She has at most 7 days, and as her condition deteriorates, she has her only childhood friend Billy for help. But nevertheless, she's absolutely determined to finally finish something. Jet is going to solve her own murder. I mean, that sounds so intriguing. Solving your own murder or possible murder because he's probably going to die. That sounds so cool. I'm very excited. I mean, I've heard so many great things about this book. So for all people were crying at the end, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but it sounds pretty good. For our next book is a book that is a totally different genre from most of the previous books I talked about, and that is Revolve by Bal Cabra. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Bal Cabra. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing correctly. But it's the third book in the Off the Ice series. I recently read Collide and Spiral, and I really enjoyed those books. And this book is coming out in October, and I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to dive into it, and I also love the covers. I mean, I love the covers of all the books. So in this book, we follow Sierra, and she's an Olympian figure skater. And then we also follow Dylan Donovan, and he's a hockey player. So it's a hockey romance. It's all fun and games. It's a little bit spicy. Of these books were at least spicy, so I think this will be as well. I'm very excited. Really excited to start reading that, but it isn't released yet, so I'll have to wait. And then for the final book, it's not actually one book. It is multiple books because it's a series. But we're going to put the first book on, and that is Harry Potter books by J.K. Rowling. I really want to read Harry Potter books. It's also on my 25 books to read in 2025. I've watched the movies, I think, at least twice, and I really love them. And I think as a reader, it's my duty to also read the books. So yeah. The thing is, I don't have them in my possession yet, but I really want to. But I really want to read it, and I think the fall is a perfect time to read the Harry Potter books. I'm very excited to start reading the Harry Potter books. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so excited and thrilled to relive it all again because it will be different from the movies. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say it's very different from the movies in some aspects. So yeah. And I'm also going to, if I'm reading them, I will be doing a full reading vlog of me reading the Harry Potter books. So yeah. That are all the books I hopefully will be able to read in the fall time. I'm very excited for fall time, especially looking at all of these books on the lineup. I'm so excited. But I'm going to enjoy the last bits of summer until the fall. It turns into fall. So yeah. Let me know what are 3 books that are on your fall TBR, and that was it. I would say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.